Trust me, you're in good hands.
Hello and welcome to Director's Choice. In today's episode, we're going to take a deep dive into the character of the Grim Reaper in Marvel Comics. As one of the Avengers' most iconic villains, the Grim Reaper has a long and complex history in the Marvel Comics universe, and his psychology and relationships are as fascinating as they are disturbing. From his origins to his relationships to his worst moments, we're going to explore everything you need to know about this enigmatic and dangerous supervillain. The Grim Reaper is a character that has evolved over the years, and he has been portrayed in different ways by different writers and artists. Some portrayals focus on his tragic backstory, while others emphasize his dangerous and unpredictable nature. Regardless of how he is portrayed, the Grim Reaper remains a compelling and complex character in the Marvel Comics universe, with a history that spans decades. So, let's dive in and explore the world of the Grim Reaper. The Grim Reaper is a character that first appeared in Avengers number 52 in 1968. His real name is Eric Williams, and he is the brother of Simon Williams, also known as Wonder Man. Eric and Simon grew up together in a wealthy family, and both became successful businessmen. However, Eric was always overshadowed by his charismatic and successful brother, which created a sense of resentment and jealousy. When Simon was dying from a rare disease, Eric turned to the villainous Baron Zemo for help. Zemo used Simon's brain patterns to create a synthetic being called the Vision, which was intended to serve as a weapon against the Avengers. This event would become a major turning point in Eric's life, as it set him on a path of vengeance against the Avengers that would last for decades. After the Vision joined the Avengers, Eric became increasingly obsessed with destroying him and the rest of the team. He blamed them for stealing his brother from him and saw them as the root of all his problems. Eric eventually underwent a process to transfer his consciousness into a new, enhanced body with superhuman abilities. However, this process left him mentally unstable and prone to violent outbursts, and he adopted the persona of the Grim Reaper. As the Grim Reaper, Eric has clashed with the Avengers and other superheroes numerous times, often as part of the villainous group known as the Masters of Evil. He has also been a member of the Lethal Legion and other villainous organizations. Despite his many battles with the Avengers, Eric's obsession with his brother Simon has remained a constant throughout his career as the Grim Reaper. He sees himself as a tragic figure consumed by his own madness, and unable to let go of his obsessive hatred for the Avengers and the Vision. The Grim Reaper's psychology is complex and multi-layered, and his obsession with his brother Simon and his hatred for the Avengers have played a significant role in shaping his character. One of the key factors contributing to the Grim Reaper's instability is his deep-seated sense of loss and betrayal. He feels that the Avengers stole his brother from him, and his efforts to destroy the Vision are rooted in his belief that doing so will somehow bring Simon back or avenge his loss. At the same time, the Grim Reaper is consumed by his own ego and desire for power. He sees himself as a superior being and is willing to use his enhanced abilities to achieve his goals, regardless of the cost to others. The Grim Reaper's mental state has also been influenced by the trauma he has experienced over the years, including the loss of his brother and his own physical transformation. His erratic behavior and tendency to lash out violently can be seen as coping mechanisms or defense mechanisms in response to this trauma. The Grim Reaper's relationships with other characters have been influenced by his own psychological issues. He sees himself as a victim cut off from the world by his own unique circumstances, and is unable to form meaningful connections with others. This sense of isolation only serves to reinforce his belief in his own superiority and his determination to destroy the Avengers and anyone else who stands in his way. One of the most important relationships in the Grim Reaper's life is his connection to his brother, Simon Williams. Eric's obsession with Simon and his belief that the Avengers stole him from him has been a key driver of his actions as the Grim Reaper. Despite his hatred for the Avengers, Eric has sometimes worked alongside his brother as part of the Masters of Evil or other villainous groups. Another significant relationship in the Grim Reaper's life is his connection to the Avengers. He sees them as the source of all his problems and is willing to go to extreme lengths to destroy them. However, his plans are often thwarted by the Avengers, and he has clashed with them numerous times over the years. The Grim Reaper has also had relationships with other villains in the Marvel Comics universe, often as part of the Masters of Evil or other supervillain teams. However, his tendency to betray his allies and his unstable mental state make him an unreliable partner, and he is often seen as a liability by other villains. Overall, the Grim Reaper's relationships are shaped by his deep-seated sense of loss and betrayal, his obsessive hatred for the Avengers, and his own psychological issues. These factors make him a dangerous and unpredictable character in the Marvel Comics universe. The Grim Reaper has had several notable moments of villainy and darkness throughout his career in the Marvel Comics universe. One of his worst moments was killing his own wife, Necra, after discovering that she had been unfaithful to him. This act of violence showcases the Grim Reaper's unstable mental state and his willingness to lash out violently against those he perceives as betraying him. The Grim Reaper also showed a lack of empathy and willingness to use innocent lives as leverage when he took a group of children hostage in an effort to draw out the Vision and the Scarlet Witch. In addition, the Grim Reaper's long-standing obsession with destroying the Vision reached its climax when he unleashed a massive android called the Ionizer in an attempt to destroy the Vision and the Avengers. Despite the Grim Reaper's many moments of villainy, there have been a few instances where he has used his powers for good or at least shown a willingness to work with the heroes. One of the most notable instances of the Grim Reaper using his powers for good is when he teams up with the Avengers to stop a group of other dimensional invaders known as the Terminatrix. The Grim Reaper is forced to work alongside the heroes, and although he is initially reluctant, he eventually realizes that stopping the Terminatrix is the right thing to do. Some portrayals focus on his tragic backstory and his obsession with his brother Simon, while others emphasize his dangerous and unpredictable nature. Regardless of how he is portrayed, the Grim Reaper remains a compelling and complex character in the Marvel Comics universe. In conclusion, the Grim Reaper is a complex and multi-layered character in the Marvel Comics universe, known for his obsessive hatred for the Avengers and his desire for revenge against them. His psychology is shaped by his deep-seated sense of loss and betrayal, his obsessive hatred for the Avengers, and his own psychological issues. Whether you see him as a tragic figure consumed by his own madness, or a dangerous villain to be feared, the Grim Reaper is a fascinating character in the Marvel Comics universe with a long and complex history. And that's all for today's episode of Director's Choice. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them down below, and we'll do our best to answer them. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth discussions on your favorite characters and franchises. We'll see you in the next episode.